Broadcasting live and direct from Tokyo, Japan, you are about to bear witness to something brand new. Today, we bend, twist, and reform the combat sports rules with a nod to the roots of Vale Tudo, where it all began, and a sprinkling of modern flavour. This is Roman 1. You're listening to Stu Fulton alongside Guy Delamo for this inaugural event showcasing 14 fights, 3 rule sets, and 24 warriors. Let's get this going, Guy.
Thank you, Stuart. Something wicked comes this way. We got 3 new rule sets, as you said, presenting some interesting implications for the future of BJJ and MMA. BJJ matches will be judged based on a 10-point system rather than a position that normal tournaments score. I believe these rules will encourage action and aggression over position and stalling that a point system often results in. Roman combat, MMA with the gi, will favor a different kind of fighter. BJJ and Judo and Sambo guys will have a good opportunity to showcase their talents here. Roma rules are insane. Think Vale Tudo, the first UFC tournaments, but with Roma twist. No time limit, groin strikes, throat strikes, soccer ball kicks, and stomping to a grounded opponent are permitted. Small joint manipulation, to name a few, are allowed. Not just allowed, but encouraged. Stuart, what do you think?
I think this is going to be a day of very, very exciting fights. So, the 3 rule sets, like we just mentioned briefly, the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules, which is basically BJJ with less fuss. We're going to get into those details very shortly. The Roman combat rules, which is essentially gi MMA under the unified MMA rules. So, with the gloves on. And the Roma rules. Only the co-main event and the main event are under those Roma rules. But yeah, think old school Vale Tudo. Think no holds barred. Think absolute frightening danger.
That's right. Especially looking in the opening, we'll see some Roman Jiu-Jitsu matches. Slams are allowed. The way scoring is implemented here is revolutionary. That's
right. And things like sweeps and minor takedowns and pulling guard, not evaluated whatsoever. It's what you do with the takedown and the sweep that really counts. So you're not getting points for gaining position and just sitting there.
That's right. Scoring is basically based on damaged incurred from slams or number of catches, which are near submission attempts.
So it's a 10-point system, which is adopted from boxing, used in MMA. Although draws are possible.
That's right, especially when we're dealing with 2 7-minute round matches today.
A couple of points to notice with the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules: gripping the opponent's sleeves and pants on the inside is permitted.
That's right, and also heel hooks are allowed, and basically the belts will be taped, so you won't see the stopping and the stalling as much as you do see in the BJJ tournaments we see nowadays.
These matches from 1 to 4 will run 2 7-minute rounds. Let's take a look at some of the effective and offensive evaluations. So, close to a submission, close to a finish. When that happens, the referee calls catch.
That's right, and essentially that's going to work towards the judges' scorecards. So usually in a boxing match, MMA match, you have a 10-10. You start off with a 10-10 round, and a judge will score 10-9 or a 10-8 if a fighter is winning definitely. But that's how they score points, through those catches, those near submission attempts. And it has to be an effective submission. You cannot just have position for reasons of stalling. It needs to be, the opponent needs to be in danger of submitting.
Now, onto the Roman combat rules, matches 5 to 10. Dogi MMA, so gi MMA essentially, and its professional rules. So they wear the dogi and they can use that just as they would in normal BJJ, but they have gloves on, striking's on the table.
That's right. It's basically MMA that we see nowadays, but with the gi, which has big implications. We're going to see how this favors the MMA fighters with BJJ backgrounds and Sambo wrestlers and judo practitioners as well.
Yep. And for this, the Roman combat rules, all the competitors weigh in on the day.
Yeah, excellent choice in my mind. It requires fighters to fight closer at their natural weight.
That's what you want. Yep. And the Roma rules. I mean, this is the cherry on the cake here today, and big question marks surrounded this. Basically, very few rules for this.
When I first saw the supplemental rule set, it just blew my mind. Literally, the first rule was any strikes to the throat or trachea are allowed.
Yep, and you can extend your fingers to the opponent's face, but of course there's no eye pokes or gouging allowed.
That's right. So we're going to see a lot of different traditional fighting styles that might be able to be implemented in a Roma combat. You have a lot of karate and kung fu styles that focus on the strikes, the pointing strikes with the fingers. This is going to be very useful in a Roma scenario.
Some iron palm action. Ooh. Now, one of the more frightening ones here is any type of attack to the groin is allowed.
That is correct. On top of that, we're looking at soccer ball kicks. Think old school pancrase, stomping to the ground an opponent are not just allowed but encouraged, of course. Small joint manipulation is one that might go a little overlooked here. And what does that really mean? It means you can break someone's finger, you can break their toes. That's totally allowed. So what's going to happen when there's a submission going on? That might be a way to defend nowadays.
So, stomping allowed, soccer ball kicks allowed, holding or grabbing the fence with the fingers or toes is allowed. They're not going to stop it there. But yeah, that manipulation, the small joint attacks, is quite different from, well, the other rule sets today, the Jiu-Jitsu rules especially.
That's right, and I'm really looking forward to our main event tonight. Will the Kill Chope, UFC veteran, is taking on like Takeshi Kohei, the Japanese MMA. He has an MMA background, but one of the most established guys in Myanmar Loe, which is bare knuckle. Think Bloodsport, Van Damme Bloodsport, where they put their hands in the resin and the glass. But today, minus the glass and resin. But he's a veteran of that sport.
Yeah. These two men, Will Chope and Kohei Takeshi, are danger mongers. They are more than willing to fight under any rule set, especially one that places the least restrictions on them.
That's right. I mean, the bout is scheduled to be for a limited time, but I just do not see it going that way. I do not think we'll be watching very long.
And the co-main event, Seigo Mizoguchi versus Babacar Gueye. Now, he's a bit of an unknown quantity coming into this, and we are very looking forward to that. The big boys in the co-main event under the Roma rules. Guy, I think we need to wrap this up and get into the opening ceremony now. So let's get things started here at Roman 1.
ただいまよりデラゲープレゼンツローマン1を開催いたします。
皆様お疲れ様です。ルーツオブマーシャルアーツネットワーク、ローマン1、本日ついに開催となりました。思い起こせばですね、自分が、初めてこの本当に格闘技ファンになった今から30年前とそれぐらいに、衝撃とともに、第1回 UFC バーリトゥドというものが歴史の表舞台に出てきたわけです。本当にものすごい衝撃でした。で、そこから、バーリトゥドというものが、競技化の方向に舵を切って、今日の MMA シーンがあるわけですけども、そのローマンの理念といたしましては、その MMA が競技化していく中で、古い人たちは分かると思うんですけど、昔は道着を着た、人対、裸の人が、総合格闘技バーリトゥドで対決したりとか。僕はもう一つのパラレルワールドというか世界線、ちょっとしたボタンの掛け違いがあったら、今、道着 MMA が裸 MMA と同じぐらい、世界に広まっていた可能性もあるんじゃないかなというのをいつも、昔から思ってまして、であともう一つはローマンが、今回やるそのヒールフックと、スラミング割りの充実ですね。これも同じく日本で約30年弱の歴史と、あとは、その前ブラジル、でおそらくさらに30年、だから5、60年のおそらく競技の歴史があると思うんですけども、その中で、理由は分からないんですけども、ヒールフックとかね、スラミングというものが解禁されなかったわけですけどね、それを僕はもう昔からずっと見たいと思っていました。スラミング解禁の充実、そしてあとは道着ありの MMA、そして約30年前ね、出現から間もなくして、表舞台から姿を消していったバーリトゥド、それを、今日ここに復活させたいという思いで、約1年半前から動いていたわけですけども、当初はね、そんな危険なルールで人もいないし、道着 MMA っていうのは膠着もするから見る人もやる人もいないよってね、いろんなそれは真摯に受け止めて、そういう、アドバイスもいろんな方からいただいたんですけども、そこはなんとか打破して、これを、日本の、大きな流れとして世界に、ローマンコンバット、道着 MMA と、ヒールフックあり、スラミングあり柔術をここから、広めていく。たたれてしまった世界線をもう一度ここで探しに行く旅をしたいなと思って、で、
He believes there are competitors out there who would be willing to switch over to this rule set and format.
素晴らしい理念を持った人間が今日ここに集ってくれたと思っています。最高の選手たち、最高のスタッフ、揃ってくれました。
are here today to showcase their skills under these new rule sets.
この旅は、すごく長い旅になると思うので、すぐに認められたりとか、ものすごい価値を生むことはないかもしれないですけども、僕の中には、僕らがね、後輩とか子供とかにこの価値を作ったのは僕たちなんだよ、最初の大会に出たのは僕たちなんだよってね、語れるような、そういう日本と世界に誇れるようなイベントに、今はまだ小さいので笑われるかもしれないですけども、していきたいと思っています。今日は僕が最初に総合格闘技のジムに入って、シュートさんのジムに入ったわけですけど、そういう時に、後楽園ホールとか見に行った時にね、あの時本当に良くも悪くも好きな人しか、格闘技本当に好きな人、やってる人しかいないみたいなね。今日はなんかそれがいいとか悪いじゃないんですけど、そういうすごく高い純度の人がここに集まってくれてるっていうのを感じます。だからこれからもちろんこの団体を価値あるものを大きいものにしていくんですけど、その中でいろんなね、いろんな人もいろんな考え方も入ってくる、ただ今日はっきり言えるのは、今日が多分純度が一番高い、大会だと思うので、その格闘技が好きっていう気持ちと、あと新しい分野を切り開いてやるんだというフロンティアスピリットがある人間たちで、今日の大会を開催できることを本当に幸せに思います。今日は皆さん最後まで、よろしくお願いします。
And those who want to see something new. Now Yoshi, CEO, some words there from the Jujitsu practitioner himself.
喋ることないかもしれないんですけど、 ローマン実行委員会代表の弘中邦義より簡単に一言と開会宣言をお願いしたいと思います。
新しいルールで
Kuniyoshi Hironaka, the chairman of Roman Executive Committee.
最強の強さを追求し続けるローマン。それではただいまよりローマン1開催いたします。
Kuniyoshi Hironaka, the chairman of Roman Executive Committee, they're opening things up. He's a representative master Japan gym, former UFC fighter, former Shooto world welterweight champion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Judo black belt, and one of the founding members of Roman here today alongside the CEO Naoyoshi, who is one of the founding members of Triforce Jiu-Jitsu Academy out here in Japan, one of the largest Jiu-Jitsu academies out here in Japan. 2024 is the year they established Roman, and now Stu Fulton alongside Guy Delamo. We've spoken briefly about these rules already, but this is how the first 4 matches are going to play out. Heel hooks, outside heel hooks, slamming are legal. Of course, you can't spike your opponent, no downward spikes to the head, but other kinds of slams, as long as there's some kind of arc, it's on the table.
That's right. There's no pile drivers, essentially. But all throws are a go, and you score points based on the damage that you create from your throw. So slamming someone on their head and knocking out is a submission, is an ippongachi.
Yep.
That's a win.
Yep. Gripping the inside of the opponent's sleeves and pants is allowed. That's all okay.
There are a lot of interesting technical submissions that are now available. There's foot chokes. You can use your feet to choke. You can grab the inside of the lapel with your fingers.
It's basically less for the contestants to worry about. You know, they don't have to worry about where they're gripping. They don't have to worry about reaping the knee and getting caught off for that. They don't have to worry about any kind of lower limb attacks. They can just go for it.
That's right. And today we're seeing 2 7-minute matches, but with the most interesting, exciting thing to me is the biggest change is the 10-point system. Just like boxing or MMA today, a 10-point system. So we're not scoring points based on position. This is going to take away all the stalling, the stalemating that you see in a lot of BJJ tournaments nowadays.
Yeah, nobody wants to see a sweep and then the guy just relaxing knowing that he's got a couple of points and riding out the rest of the round.
That's right. So they're only going to score points with near submission attempts. So when they put their opponent in danger of passing out or tapping out.
And the referee calling catch, which is nothing new actually. It was used in Japan for a long time.
That's right.
That's another interesting development here today.
That's right. In my early Shooto days, the referee would always call catch, catch when he thought someone was close to tapping out, and that was a point on the judge's scorecard. And so listen for those catch calls. If you hear the catch call, that means that guy is scoring points, and the opponent is in danger of tapping out.
Yeah, that's very high up on the hierarchy of how the match is evaluated, and then going down from there, you know, setups for submissions like arm bars, triangles and chokes. These positions that lead to the submissions will also score highly in the eyes of the judges.
That's right. So I'm thinking potentially we're going to see a rule set that's going to incentivize action and aggressive submission attempts rather than position control, lay and pray.
Yeah, well, way down the list on number 4 there is the positioning leading to finish. You know, getting side control, mount or back control, they are important, very, very important. That's what a lot of the fighters are looking for, but it cannot stop there. That's not going to win you the fight.
That's right. There's an interesting rule here as well. It's an interesting way to get another submission or a catch call is when you get the rear back mount and you fully break down your opponent on the mat, and the referee will call a catch. That is a catch call, just holding the back mount position with the opponent fully broken down. And if you hold that position for 3 seconds, then that's it. That's an ippongachi. That's a win. That's a submission.
Yeah, and that has to strike some fear into the hearts of the fighters themselves. They can't just hang out and hope that they'll get a chance to get out of the position.
That's right. So I'm hoping we're not going to see jiu-jitsu fighters turtling up and stalemating and pulling defensive positions because they need to move.
So the first 4 matches under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules, in brackets they're Jiu-Jitsu, which is actually the original name from Japanese. It's become anglicized as Jiu-Jitsu for anybody who doesn't know that. 2 7-minute rounds for those. Kicking off under that rule set, the first match here today at Roman 1, Shingo Hashimoto versus Shuto Watanabe. Shingo Hashimoto, dark horse, very little known about him coming into this because he's been inactive for so long.
That's right, but even though he's not active out in public, I mean, he's at the gym training some of the best practitioners in the world, in Japan, in Asia.
Yeah, it's not like he's been away. No. He's always been there. But coming back to compete here today against Shuto Watanabe, a man 10 years younger than himself, who is very, very active on the scene. I mean, he fights regularly. So we're about to kick off that first match right now here at Roman 1. Stay with us, folks.
本日はご来場ご視聴いただき誠にありがとうございます。ローマン1開催に際しご協賛いただきました株式会社デラゲー様、株式会社愛生薬局様、医療法人桜ライフグループ様、村敷株式会社様、おもしろ法人カヤック様、その他ご協賛いただきました皆様へ厚くお礼申し上げます。Now we're starting. Deluxe Games presents Roman 1. First bout. From the blue corner, Shingo Hashimoto.
First man to make the walk today, Shingo Hashimoto. He's been out of competition for a while now. A little bit of a dark horse, a shadow talent coming into this. This man honed his skills at the prestigious dojos across the Aichi Prefecture. He fights out of Alma Fight Gym Homies alongside Shimazillions. His experience is in Nogi grappling and BJJ.
From the red corner, Shuto Watanabe.
And his opponent, Shuto Watanabe, well-known figure in Japan's MMA scene, grappling scene, jiu-jitsu scenes, well-known for his submission-heavy fighting style. Watanabe fights regularly, so he may have the upper hand coming into this, but his opponent Hashimoto has the longer experience in the BJJ realm, so there's always chance for an upset.
First bout, 60.25 kilogram, 7 minutes. Roman Jiu-Jitsu group. In the blue corner, Alma Fight Gym Homies, Shimazillions, Shingo Hashimoto. In the red corner, Fight Links, Shuto Watanabe. Your referee in charge, Makoto Aramaki.
All right. Right, here we go. First match of 12 here today at Roman 1. Shingo Hashimoto versus Shuto Watanabe under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set. 7 minutes, 2 rounds, set at 60 kilograms.
Here we go. I got goosebumps.
Two very different competitors here today. Shuto Watanabe, very, very active. Hashimoto coming back after a long hiatus. The bright path and the shadowed path. Two fighters with different journeys now meeting today under Roman's new Jiu-Jitsu rule set.
You can see immediately the different fighting styles they have. Watanabe very aggressive, pushing Hashimoto against the cage. But Hashimoto immediately pulls the guard, and now he's fighting with an open guard. He's got an inside hook on the left side, on his left leg. Full guard now.
It's going to be very interesting here today to see how the competitors use the cage to their advantage and to their opponent's disadvantage.
That's right. In this fight, in this set of rule set, they're not allowed to put their fingers in the cage, but they're allowed to use the cage as much as they want for leverage and for standing up.
Shuto Watanabe fights out of Fight Links Gym. He has an MMA record of 27, 9 and 6. He's a former Zest Bantamweight champion. He competed in Quintet Fight Night 3 versus Tomoshige Sera. That was a single match on the first ever women's event from the promotion itself.
Watanabe looking to pass the guard of Hashimoto, but Hashimoto's got really good grips on the lapel of Watanabe. A very tight guard. Hashimoto, you can see the experience here. Just very calm, very strong grips.
Keeping good space there, fighting off his side, Shingo Hashimoto.
Watanabe has a lot of experience in the BJJ, the MMA world. And this is where you see that difference, the clash here. The grips from Hashimoto make it very hard for Watanabe to pass guard and implement his no-gi style.
Yeah, Watanabe running it back to the day he defended his Zest title back in 2012 against Seiichiro Ito. Now he is the current and reigning King of Pancrase flyweight champion.
If you don't know Seiichiro Ito, look it up. A nice double leg from Watanabe, but straight into the guard of Hashimoto. Again, from here, it's a hand fight. It's a hand fighting a game. You're fighting for hand position. You're fighting for posture. I want to see what Hashimoto does to open up Watanabe a little bit and look for those submissions. Look at that. He's got
2-on-1 here now, guy.
Tight bite on the right arm of Watanabe.
Throwing his legs up now, threatening that triangle, looking to pass guard. Watanabe back to a vertical base now, both men.
It's going to be really hard for Hashimoto to sweep a fighter like Watanabe. MMA guys have a very impressive base, core base, and they're known for being very hard to sweep. But that's why this rule set is so interesting, because position doesn't matter. I mean, in a regular BJJ tournament, Watanabe will be racking up points now for getting takedowns. But Hashimoto can remain calm and just work on his submission attempts.
Hashimoto seems very comfortable pulling guard there. He seems very happy and confident that if he can play his guard game against Shuto Watanabe, he can secure the win.
As long as they keep his grips on the gi of Watanabe, he'll be able to control somewhat Watanabe's passing attempts. But Watanabe is really close to passing that leg.
Half-time.
Looks like he's in inside control now. He's basically past that. Yep, he's inside side mount. Hashimoto turning up. Elbows inside. Watanabe looking for a choke here. You can see that. He's known for the magical choke.
Yeah, he likes to get his hands or lapel around the neck of his opponents. The second generation fighter. Let's not forget his father, Yuji Watanabe, a name synonymous with the Shuto organization, which is where his son Shuto Watanabe gets his name from.
That's right. His father, the first, I believe, is a middleweight champion of Shuto.
Watanabe with a very heavy top game here.
excellent control from Watanabe. He's not allowing Hashimoto to have his way on the bottom.
Yeah, he's created some space there. Shuto Watanabe backs off. He wants things to get back to their feet and joins him, Shingo Hashimoto.
When it comes to the standing portion, it seems it's all Watanabe. Hashimoto, being the BJJ black belt he is, he's very comfortable with the guard. Might even see him go to pull guard if he knows he can't take down Watanabe.
Shuto Watanabe, 35 years of age, as I said, 10 years the junior of his opponent, Hashimoto, here today. He specializes in no-gi grappling, but he really wants to show his skills in the gi here today, is what he told us.
Another takedown from Watanabe. He's got Hashimoto against the cage. This makes it very difficult for, you see the disadvantage of the cage for the jiu-jitsu guy that likes to play the guard game. Because if Watanabe can position his head against the cage, it makes it very difficult for the bottom person to switch their hips and be mobile.
Well, it's not unthinkable, Guy, that Shuto Watanabe, he knows this very, very well, intimately, having all that experience in MMA. But Shingo Hashimoto, maybe not so used to fighting off his back with his head up against a fence.
That's right. Watanabe getting some hip space. I think he has a grip on the left. He has the right hand of Hashimoto.
1 minute left in this first round. Tight close guard there from Shingo Hashimoto.
Watanabe opens up.
We're moving to some slight slam action here now from Watanabe.
That's right. We haven't had any catch calls yet in this round, so for all intents and purposes, it's still a draw. You could say Watanabe is pushing the cage control. So in that respect, he might be winning this match.
Throws up his left leg there, Hashimoto.
He's got a grip on the back of the collar of Watanabe.
15 seconds left here in round one. It's going to be very difficult to finish this off in that short space of time. And it looks like Shuto Watanabe is going to finish off this round, pressing his opponent Hashimoto up against the fence in the full guard, the full closed guard. A slight correction there. This is 1 7-minute round for this Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules match. So we now go to the judges' scorecards. 10-point system. Guy, how would you have scored this?
Well, since there's no catch calls, we have to go to the subset, which is cage control and aggression. And since there were no submission attempts from either fighter, I would have to give it to Shuto Watanabe.
He may have just edged this out. Over to the cage for the official decision now. It's a unanimous decision in favor of Shuto Watanabe. He gets his hand raised. Obviously feels like he could have done a lot more there. Not fully celebrating that win, but he did enough. And at the end of the day, his opponent Shingo Hashimoto was unable to work those attacks off his back up against the cage fence.
That's right. That's why you really see the difference. There's the impetus to be aggressive with your submission attempts and your movements.
The second generation fighter Shuto Watanabe takes the victory here today in the first match at Roman 1.
From deep in the corner, Nobushige Egi.
Here we go here at Roman 1. The second of our Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules matchups. 1 7-minute round. And our first man to the cage. In this matchup, Shimon Kageyama versus Nobushige
From
Egi.
the red corner, Shimon Kageyama.
Nobushige Egi already in the cage there, representing Leos Jiu-Jitsu Academy out in Yamaguchi Prefecture. And he goes up against this man, Shimon Kageyama, who represents QUIP, QUIP.
Second bout, 61.2 kilogram, 7 minutes, Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule. In the blue corner, Leos Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Nobushige Egi.
With experience in karate, judo, taekwondo, BJJ, and MMA, Nobushige Egi.
QUIP, Shimon Kageyama.
With experience in judo for 3 years, BJJ for 17 years, Shimon Kageyama. Now, an important thing to add here, Guy, is Kageyama comes into this 1 point down due to our Dogi regulations.
That's right. It was stipulated that his sleeves were too narrow for today's regulations.
Round 1.
Straight in there, pulling guard.
Kageyama does have a win over Nobushige Egi in the All Japan tournament 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
this is Egi's chance for a revenge match here, and he's already up by 1 point.
Yeah, he told us he is determined to get revenge over his opponent here today.
Egi already on the leg, looking for that a heel hook opportunity, but Kageyama is defending very well. But Egi is very deep on that leg. If he can get a bite under the knee, he'll be able to maybe turn it into an ankle lock.
Yeah, he's got a good grip on that right now. He's forced Kageyama into 2-on-1 on the lapel there, trying to defend this. Egi from Leos Jiu-Jitsu Academy, led by Shinji Morito, who is fighting later on the card here today. Egi is a very versatile athlete who's excelled in both Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. He's got judo experience on top of that. Recently proved his mental toughness by securing a victory out in Vietnam against an opponent who significantly missed weight, I have to add. He took the fight anyway and won.
Kageyama looking to get his leg out, and he sneaks it out. Both fighters in basically a 50-50 position on the ground. Back to their feet.
Kageyama's a man known for his very aggressive style, and many have said that Kageyama with slamming allowed could be a terrifying result.
And this is what we don't see in a normal BJJ tournaments here. Using the cage. You gotta work on their cage work. Again, Egi looking for the legs here.
Nobushige Era, known for his berimbolo. We've yet to see that in action here today. One of the people he highly respects is Yoshihiro Fujita. Kageyama
looking very close to getting the back here. But again, they're against the cage now. So have they been practicing against the cage? We're going to see that right now. Kagayama close to passing the guard, but Egi just very good at scrambling from this position. He's got his heel on the armpit of Egi, and he's got a good bite on the sleeve.
Egi's mentioned that he could be interested in future and taking on the Roman combat rules, the Gi MMA rules. That'd be very interesting to see. He is undefeated in MMA, 3-0 and 2 draws, so he's yet to taste defeat in the mixed martial arts arena. Here he is today.
Oh, nice pass from Kageyama. On the top, gathering an arm, looking for an arm bar attempt.
Oh, he's got good extension on that.
Egi tries to roll out, but there's the cage. There's a catch
There's
call.
the catch call. Nobushige Egi in trouble here right now.
He's got a bend on it.
Elbow getting seriously hyperextended. He's sitting up. Oh, he's just got bent back there. Far too much. That is not how an elbow is supposed to bend, Guy Delamo.
That is correct. But that's what you're doing when you're dealing with BJ black belts. There's not many that will tap right away. Kagayama looking really happy, smiling when he sunk that in.
3minutes
23 seconds into the 7 minutes allotted time by submission. Almost taking the arm of Nobushige Egi home with him here today to put on his mantelpiece. Shimon Kageyama. Dominant victory there, Guy.
That's great. First submission of Roman 1 so far.
And we are just 2 matches in. This is looking very exciting. Shimon Kageyama with the victory by submission.
From the blue corner, Maike Ohura.
About 3 in our first 4 bouts under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set. Maike Ohura in the cage first. He represents Igloo. He's still 23 years of age, all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, based in Japan now.
From the red corner, Toshiyasu Sagae.
And his opponent, Toshiyasu Sagae, makes his way out, representing Kotobuki Jiu-Jitsu. 34 years of age, a good 11 years seniority in this on the top of his opponent.
74.8 kilograms, 7 minutes, Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule. In the blue corner, Igloo, Maike Ohura. In the red corner, Kotobuki Jiu-Jitsu, Toshiyasu Sagae. Referee in charge, Makoto Aramaki.
Here we go, Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set here. 1 7-minute round set at 74.8 kilograms. Meike Ohura versus Toshiyasu Sagae. For Sagae, he's built his game around ankle attacks. So the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rules, which have no restrictions on heel hooks or knee reaping. And remember, sweeps do not score. This may be a more suitable environment for him to showcase his skills compared to the so-called pure BJJ.
That's right. He immediately sits down and enticing Meike into the guard. Oh, he's got a grip. He's working fast here. Immediately going to that leg.
Yeah, on the other hand, you have the all-rounder Meike, a very technical genius who constantly attacks from all positions here.
Guy already threatening the foot there. He's got a deep bite on that. Well, he's right above the knee now, but Meike doing what he has to do to relieve the pressure, that heel hook. Meike is a really interesting guy to watch. He's very active for just being 23 years of age.
Yeah, 23 years of age. He's a BJJ black belt. He's been doing it for 11 years. So basically, he has been raised in the grappling arts. Spent some time out at Bonsai Jiu-Jitsu out there in the Nagoya area, the Aichi Prefecture. But now resident in Tokyo, training at Igloo.
Meike has a very athletic style. He likes to play the top, the pass. Good grips, pass to the side mount. So he's doing what he has to do. He's putting Sagae out of his element.
Well, Meike Ohura, he's well known as he's a black belt, but he's a wild black belt. You know, he doesn't chill out and play a game of chess. He goes in there and attacks, and you can see this right now. Very top heavy on Sagae.
He's moving us north-south position, and Sagae is defending. He's closing up his arms right now, and it's up to Meike now to open that up.
Toshiyasu Sagae on the bottom here. A notable win over Shuichi Shimizu in Zest 4 years ago. Shuichi Shimizu, an absolute veteran and stud. He is fighting today, later on the card here at Roman 1, the inaugural event.
Nice scrambling back and forth from Ohura and Sagae. They're back in the traditional, in Japanese we call it the inoki ari position. But one fighter is seated, is in inoki, famed pro wrestler of Japan. And Meike is pulling the Ali position, which is Muhammad Ali. They had a exhibition match years ago in Korakuen Hall in Japan.
Yep, that was huge. Part of history there that day. The action restarts here. Toshiyasu Sagae. He's competed in Quintet Fight Night 5 on Team 100. That was alongside Karl Uno, Kohei Yasumi, and others. Also Quintet Fight Night 7 on Team Brave Gym, alongside the former Olympic wrestler Kazuyuki Miyata, Sotaro Yamada, and the famous, or infamous if you'd like to call it, Masakazu Imanari, known for the Imanari roll, of course, which is used all over the world now.
That's right.
But Sagae finding himself fully mounted by the young Ohura here today.
Ohura did a really good job passing that guard from side position to mount. And this is what we don't see in BJJ tournaments. We don't see fighting against the cage. So it takes away a lot from the bottom person, and even the top person, because you're limited to one side now.
Trying to bump his way out of it here now, Toshiyasu Sagae, but still with the upper position, Ohura.
There's a possible, what will Ohura transition to? Will he go for the arm bar? He's working the collar right now.
Halfway through this match. Yes, that's right, guy. Remember, Meike is a technical genius.
Meike looking for a choke here.
Okay. Oh, he's going to stop him! Meike Ohura with the submission victory here. Just over halfway through the first round. Fantastic victory from the young man. Wow. Solid.
Exactly. You said solid win, solid submission. He was on the collar from the mount. Wow.
Very impressive victory for the 23-year-old Meike Ohura.
一本により勝者青コーナーオーラマイケ。
3 minutes 40 seconds is all it took the young BJJ black belt to finish off Toshiyasu Sagai here today. Wow, he made that look very, very easy, guy.
It was almost textbook the way he passed the guard in the mount, climbed up, got on the collar, and sunk that choke in like nobody's business.
Just constant attacks from the bell, one after the other. Mikey Ohura with the victory.
ヒールは禁止だし、そういうのがあるってことで森田選手もすごい強いんで、戦略というかそういった部分がちょっとこう変わってくるんで、いつも通りやっていけば大丈夫だなって思ってますね。
結構最近農技の練習にも力入れてて、ヒールフックのアタックもディフェンスもかなり力入れて取り組んできてたんで、そこを組み合わせて戦うことができるルールだと思うので楽しみに、してます。で、その辺のその足関節の形も道着がある分かなりバリエーションが増えるんで、どういう展開でゲームメイクしていくかっていうのを考えているところではあります。普段からいろんなルールだったり、いろんな戦い方想定して練習してきてるんで、その成果がしっかり出せるよう頑張ります。
だからこう一瞬の僕のミスとかを多分ついてパスガードってバックテイクしてくると思うんで、そこをちょっと注意していかないといけないなって思います。
柔術の方でもトップ選手で穴が見つからないというか、その辺は技術とか戦略でしっかりカバーできるように。
僕結構普段こうガード作って待つタイプなんで、ちょっとこうアグレッシブに自分から動いていこうかなって思ってます。
結構いろんなルールで自分も含めて戦う選手がいるんで、あんまりこうルールにとらわれずに格闘技らしくいろんな戦い方があるっていうのも。
Fourth bout. From the blue corner, Yuto Yanai.
Roman 1, this is the fourth of 4 Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule matchups here today. The final, and making his way into the cage first, Yuto Yanai, 27 years of age, represents Reversal Gym Shinjuku.
From the red corner, Shinji Morito.
And his opponent making his way to the red corner, representing Leos Jiu-Jitsu Academy. This man is all the way from Hiroshima Prefecture. Shinji Morito, 14 years Jiu-Jitsu experience. He's medaled several times in IBJJF and GBJJF. He's also held the Gladiator Welterweight Championship title.
78.5 kilograms, 7 minutes. Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule. In the blue corner, Reversal Miwi, Yuto Yanai.
we go. Our fourth match under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set here today. A dream match between two top BJJ practitioners crossing weight classes and almost generations. It's finally happening. Both competitors well versed in modern BJJ techniques and strategies, but with the Roman rules lifting restrictions on heel hooks and slamming and allowing grips inside the sleeves and pants there. Clash under these more liberated conditions could be fascinating, Guy.
That's right. Morito in the red corner, in the white gi, he's fighting at a weight disadvantage, about 6-8 kilograms, I believe.
Yeah, this match set at 78.5 kilograms. Yuto Yanai walks around about 82. Morito himself, like you said, much lighter, walks around about 74 kilograms. He will not have cut any weight for this.
So already you can see it's a very aggressive match. Both fighters fighting for position. Basically a 50-50 right now, seated.
In the white gi, Shinji Morito. In the black gi, Yuto Yanai. Shinji Morito is a BJJ black belt, earning that rank in 2017. He's competed in major international events, particularly ADCC. Highlights of his career include the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam events in Tokyo through the years 2018 to 24 this year. In the last 2 years, Morito ranked 4th in Japan and 28th in Asia, showcasing his consistent performance at high level. Morito also has grappled at Quintet Fight Night 5 and Quintet Fight Night 7, representing Team Wolf alongside Michihiro Omigawa. Judo specialist who became a mixed martial arts fighter. Masato Uchishiba was also on the team, former judo Olympian. Seiichiro Ito, the current flyweight King of Pancrase champion. Amazing team. Grant Bogdanov as well. I mean, Shinji Morito trains with the best and competes with the very best. Let's not forget, Team Wolf were the champions of Quintet Fight Night 7. Morito here now working off his back.
That's right. Yanai fighting from the top. Bit of a stalemate here, but they both have very strong grips on the Yanai on the lapel and on the right foot of Morito, looking to pass, maybe looking to for a knee slice, but he needs to clear the ankle, the left ankle of Morito first.
Well, some questions coming into this guy. Yuto Yanai, he likes to look for counterattacks. So his job today is to respond to Morito's aggression. He can't just hang out because it's only 1 7-minute round.
That's right, and it's very difficult when you're looking at the rule set, the way we're judging the fight today. We're looking at aggression. We need submission attempts and aggression and cage control.
Yuto Yanai, originally known for his playing of the spider guard a lot, but look for his guillotine on the right-hand side. I believe he has been cultivating a very dangerous attack from there. And his half-guard game is very, very tricky. He likes to look for the back from that.
That's right. Yanai's got Morito's left leg kind of wrapped up in his gi a little bit, so watch out. See if he turns that into something. If you've noticed the Roman Jiu-Jitsu fighters today, they all have their belts taped up and to keep it from unraveling and creating any unnecessary pauses in the action.
The less pauses, the better. The more action, the better. Here, Shinji Morito and Yuto Yanai locked in horns, and the referee has decided he has seen enough of this stalemate and he will stand them up.
It's still very even on the scorecard. No catch calls, no big submission attempts yet.
But we are halfway into this round right now. Yanai with 8 years of BJJ experience. Morito with 14 years experience. Morito favors the armbar, and as I was saying, Yanai likes that front choke and a very tidy crucifix he has.
This time Yanai pulls guard, and Morito is fighting from top position.
This is the top pressure that will force Yanai to do something other than look for his usual counterattacks.
Right. Yanai looking for a lift. He wants to get a sweep here and improve his position, but Morito, the base from Morito is just...
Yeah, Shinji Morito is not allowing Yuto Yanai to get his hips underneath his. Morito doing the right thing, sitting back there slightly, but still with a good grip on that left ankle of Morito Yanai. Oh, the sweep there, he's managed to break his posture and it's allowed him to pull the guard.
Morito's still very alive, protecting his position, his posture. Looking for a pass here. Has an underhook on the left leg of Yanai.
Yanai with the cross lapel grip here right now, looking to isolate that left hand of Morito. Morito feels it, just under 2 minutes left.
He's doing a very good job with his left leg and keeping that knee very heavy. He's looking for a possible knee slice to go inside or pass around the outside of Yanai. It's very close. Very close to passing here. Yanai fighting as all he can. He's holding on to that lapel, trying to keep him from going anywhere.
Yuto Yanai pulling Shinji Morito very tightly into his game as Morito looks for that pass. The knee edging its way over the right leg of Yanai.
Morito basically opening, allowing 2 passes here. He's sending for 2 passes, but Yanai is making it very hard. He's got a good grip on the top of the collar of Morito.
Yanai's corner telling him to press the face of Morito with his foot.
That's right, and that is all on the table here at Roman Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, basically holding the lapel and smashing your foot into the neck of your opponent is allowed. Oh, he's got a good look at that left heel of Yuto Yanai, who is up on top here with downward pressure, attacking the left ankle of his opponent Morito. Both looking for the leg attacks. Both looking for the finish here. Less than 30 seconds left to go. He's got a good flex on that.
He's hitting it hard. Morito trying to stay alive, but that looks like he's close to tapping.
Morito, and he's out. Oh wow, his ankle did not pop. He managed to ride that out, but we're now in the closing seconds of this round.
Goodness, Stoke, man. The corners are going crazy.
Attacking the heel right up until the final bell there, Shinji Morito, but it will go to the judges' scorecards to decide the winner.
This is going to be really difficult. Through all the shouting and yelling of the second, we couldn't hear the referee. I don't know if there was a catch call. If there was a catch call for Morito, at the end there, Morito did have it looked like he was on the heel hook there for a little bit. But we did see Yanai with that very impressive toe hold, and he had a standing toe hold for quite a long time. He might have had a catch call.
Yeah, he had his palms well and truly over the toes there, and there was an excellent twist on the ankle, but survival.
This could be a bit of an upset if Yanai gets this decision.
Right. Yuto Yanai told us he is coming into this match here today to show his jiu-jitsu skills and win. Will he get his hand raised? It's a draw.
It's a draw.
Neither of the two men bettering the other. That's the first draw of the day.
It was very close. So I think it's safe to assume Yanai didn't get the catch call. The referee didn't judge that submission was close enough to putting Morito in danger.
That answers the question that you had during that final flurry there. It's a draw between Shinji Morito and Yuto Yanai, and let's take a look at some of that action at the end of the round there. Very, very close, but Morito getting free.
Right. No catch call means no points for Yanai or Morito.
All the way down to the bell for both of these men. We will now be taking a short interval on the live broadcast here. You're listening to Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo here for the inaugural Roman 1 event, and following this short interval we will be coming back with the rest of the card, matches 5 through to 12. The next 6 matches under the Roman combat rules. The GI MMA rules coming up right after this break. Here we are at Roman 1 here today, the inaugural event taking place in Tokyo, Japan, showcasing 3 rule sets not commonly seen in the combat sports world. And we have moved from our first 4 matches under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set to the next rule set, Roman Combat rule set. Basically, Dogi MMA, guy.
That's right. That is right. MMA with the gi. And so, you know, we're used to MMA as we know it now, you know, in shorts. And that really helps the wrestler. Wrestling is such an important part of that game. But now that you have the gi, this is for your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, your Judo guys, your Sambo guys. So it's going to be really interesting what kind of matches we're going to see, what kind of techniques are we going to see that's going to happen in this kind of venue.
Right, and those guys can be nullified with a punch, a kick, a knee, or a slam at any time.
Yeah, that's right. And we're still using the 10-point rule system, judging system, kind of like boxing and MMA nowadays.
So these matches will be 2 5-minute rounds with 1-minute break between them. There is believe there's a possible extra 5-minute round should there be a draw, but basically we're looking at 2 5-minute rounds here today. Weigh-ins are conducted on the day of the fight, so competitors have weighed in already today without the gi on, so that, as we talked about early, Guy, encourages them to fight closer to their much more comfortable weight. And coming into this next match, about 5 of 12, the first of our Roman combat rules set at 102.1 kilograms. Shigeki Tsuchiya versus Toshikazu Sekizawa. The big boys are coming out to play.
That's right, we're starting it big and heavy. Both fighters have grappling experience, I mean, no-gi and BJJ experience, but looks like Tsuchiya has the one with a little bit of MMA and wrestling background as well. So we'll see if he can use that to his advantage. Sekizawa is representing his own team, Newaza World Hasuda, and is stepping into the striking allowed rules for the first time. So we still don't really know what kind of potential he has. He really wants to prove himself today in Roman, and initially he wanted a jiu-jitsu match, but changed and stepped it up to the MMA Dogi match.
Yeah, this is one of the exciting things about everything going on here today with these 3 rule sets. So many question marks above the whole event. You know, how do the guys adjust to the rule sets? How have they trained? How well are they able to use the rules to their advantage to get the win?
That's right. We haven't seen much gi action in a cage. So there's a fence here, a cage that it's a new aspect to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the Dogi MMA world.
Yeah, back in the day when, you know, we saw gi MMA matches in Japan, some of the biggest matches that happened, you know, very rare, but they still went down. It's been so long since, we're talking like 20 years really, since those big matches, and you know, the organizers, Naoyoshi-san, the CEO, he's talked about bringing back some of these elements from what they enjoyed watching back in the day.
That's right.
To Roman.
That's right. I'm sorry to cut you off, but those classic MMA fans, classic Jiu-Jitsu fans, watched the documentary Choke, you know, with Yuki Nakai going against Rickson Gracie in the final. That was in the ring, and Yuki Nakai, he didn't wear his gi that time, I believe. But that was an amazing historical event. But Yuki Nakai, he's actually an honorary helper of Roman. He's helped establish the rules for what we're watching today.
Yeah, Yuki Nakai, basically he's a living legend. He's the honorary advisor for Roman, the president of Japan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, represents Paraestra Tokyo, and the Paraestra gym's a big network of gyms, produced a lot of excellent grapplers and MMA fighters over the year. And I do believe we are about to get ready to go into this next match, the first of which under the Roman Combat Gi MMA rule set. Stay with us, folks.
これは中華統一を目指す名もなき少年と若き王の物語。天下の大将軍ですよ。戦軍出撃。行くぞ戦隊。なんては面白い。キングダムラン。
Deluxe Games presents Roman 1, 5th bout. From the blue corner, Toshikazu Sekizawa.
You are watching Roman 1 here today, live and direct from Tokyo in Japan, and this is bout 5 of 12. We are now moving to the Roman combat rules. Gi MMA, this match set for 2 5-minute rounds at 102.1 kilograms. Shigeki Tsuchiya versus Toshikazu Sekizawa. Two big boys set to clash here today. You listen to Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo. Toshikazu Sekizawa in the cage and ready.
From the red corner, Shigeki Tsuchiya.
And his opponent, Shigeki Tsuchiya, represents Wajutsu Shukai Fukuoka Wakasugi Dojo. That's way down in the Kyushu area of Japan. Has a background in wrestling, MMA and no-gi grappling. His opponent Sekizawa, already in the cage, has been doing BJJ for 6 years, no-gi for 2 years. Tsuchiya has his roots in that legendary Wajutsu Shukai network, founded by the man who became the first Japanese fighter to face Rickson Gracie in The King of the North Star himself, Yoshinori Nishi.
5th bout, 102.1 kilogram. 2 5-minute rounds. Roman combat rules. In the blue corner, Newaza World Hustler, Toshikazu Sekizawa.
Fighting out of Newaza World Hasuda in the Saitama Prefecture, Toshikazu Sekizawa. And weighing in slightly heavier of the two of them, Shigeki Tsuchiya. Sekizawa representing his own team, Newaza World in Hasuda, stepping into the striking allowed rules for the first time in his career. Sekizawa's potential still unknown, but he's passionately determined to prove himself today here in Roman 1, our inaugural event. They touch gloves. We are off. Gi MMA, and they are straight in with the strikes. Spinning all over the place here is Tsuchiya.
That's right, Sekizawa. He's got a lot on the line, a lot of pride. He's representing his own dojo, but he's facing this man Tsuchiya, who's got a lot of experience in MMA and grappling and wrestling.
Sekizawa in the black gi opting to force his opponent Tsuchiya up against the cage. This could be a very clever tactic, and I think Tsuchiya already feels the pressure here, guy.
That's right. Sekizawa already out-muscling Tsuchiya. And at this point, it looks like Sekizawa might be looking for a leg sweep.
This is a big bomb, heavyweight showdown, testing whether Sekizawa, carrying the weight of his dojo, can triumph, or if Tsuchiya's ton of experience will prevail.
Slip from Sekizawa gives up position to Tsuchiya, who's laying down the hammer fists right now.
Hammer fists aplenty.
That's right. Sekizawa turning up, but he has to do more than that, otherwise the referee will stop it.
He's covering up. Tsuchiya looks at the referee. Momentarily there, back to his feet. Now Tsuchiya down. Going bombs from the top. Toshikazu Sekizawa. Big shots. Big bombs. Big pressure.
Tsuchiya utilizing the gi to hold Sekizawa down to land those big left punches.
This set for 2 5-minute rounds, but it's not looking like it's going to go that way. Covering up on the ground here is Shingeki Tsuchiya, still throwing hands from the top Sekizawa. The referee's seen enough, he's decided to stop it. Toshikazu Sekizawa pounds his way to victory here. Powerful win.
That's right, and you kind of see the difference now wearing the gi in that the ground and pound position. Sekizawa did a good job of holding the gi with his right hand and using it to post Tsuchiya down to the mat, and he just unleashed his left hand with terror.
I believe that was just over 2 minutes into the first round. By way of ground and pound to referee stoppage, Toshikazu Sekizawa gets his hand raised in the first of our Roman Combat Rules matches. Now, that was just purely striking. There was a little bit of grappling up against the fence at the beginning of the match there, Guy, but the rest was all bombs.
That's right.
Toshikazu Sekizawa with the win in fine fashion.
From the blue corner, Yusuke Komatsu.
Making his way to the blue corner first. Yusuke Komatsu trains out at Yoshimoto Kogyo. Has a judo background. Also trains at Triforce Akasaka JTT, while also pursuing a career as a young comedian with Yoshimoto Kogyo. A unique combination of talents this young man has. 20 years doing judo, 4 years doing jiu-jitsu, 4 years sambo, and 3 years of MMA experience.
From the red corner, Shinya Onishi.
And his opponent representing we. He's a pure jiu-jitsu practitioner who has a huge tattoo of Mona Lisa on his back. You're not going to get to see it today, but it is something else, let me tell you. Onishi despite being a blue belt, very skilled competitor who has been victorious in both the Asian and World Masters. Anyone familiar with BJJ competitions will understand the magnitude of those competitions, those accomplishments. Getting to the podium at any colored belt.
61.2 kilogram, 2 5-minute rounds. Roman combat rules. In the blue corner, Yoshimoto Kogyo, Ryusuke Komatsu. In the red corner, Miwi Shinya Onishi. Referee in charge, Masato Kataoka.
Roman 1, this is under the Roman combat rule set, 2 5-minute rounds. This bout set at 61.2 kilograms. Ryusuke Komatsu versus Shinya Onishi. Now, Komatsu has 20 years judo experience. He does have very good newaza, good ground techniques, but watch for his throws.
That's right, extensive judo background. Practicing judo since he was in elementary school. Immediately, Onishi goes for the takedown, and he's got Komatsu against the cage.
This is where Komatsu did not want to be early on in the match. Looking to gain some space and throw some bombs down from the top here. Onishi could have the advantage if this turns into a BJJ technical battle, but right now it looks like he just wants to pass that guard and throw some ground and pound, guy.
That's right. He absolutely finds nothing funny with Komatsu. There's no time for any jokes tonight. From our aspiring comedian, he needs to think about a way to get out of his bad position here. Looks like he's on the collar, looking for a collar choke, perhaps. But Onishi, he's got enough movement here. He's not going to be in any danger just yet.
Ryusuke Komatsu, a former school teacher.
Looks like Onishi is
out! He has gone to sleep! It's Oyasumi Nasai. Good night! Here today!
Komatsu did have the lapel choke on there.
Wow!
I thought he was defending with the chin down, but no, he was sleeping peacefully.
Wow, Ryusuke Komatsu puts Shinya Onishi to sleep here today.
Nothing funny about that.
Ryusuke Komatsu handing out Z's
with a nasty, sneaky lapel choke from the bottom position.
Early on in that first round, gets his hand raised, big smiles from the man who is a former school teacher. I was just saying that he said to us that he wants to do his best because he knows that some of his former students will be watching this here today, and he got the result. All of that experience behind him, the man from Kanagawa, victorious. We didn't get to see the end sequence there, except for Onishi catching a few 40 winks.
中華統一を目指す。
1ラウンドだけマイナス1です。
From the blue corner, Arata Fukasawa.
Roman 1, this is match 7 of 12, and we are in the Roman combat rule set here. Gi MMA, for your viewing pleasures, making his way to the cage first, Arata Fukasawa. He's unaffiliated, trains freelance, has experience in judo, BJJ and MMA. Says one person he fully respects is Sensei Kosei Inoue, who some of you may know was the 2000 Sydney Olympics gold medalist at 100 kilograms, known for his Uchimata. He also won the World Championships 3 times. Arata Fukasawa takes a bow, and he is in the cage.
From the red corner, Shota Kakihara.
And his opponent, 2 years the senior, Shota Kakihara, represents MMA Rangers Gym. He originally started his martial arts journey with Nippon Kempo and then moved to MMA, where he is undefeated at 3-0. All finishes, and 2 of them are in the first round. He says he's very excited to fight under the Roman rules set for the first time. And he doesn't care whether it's a KO or a submission. He wants to get the finish that everyone will remember here today. Shota Kakihara, second of the 2 men in the cage.
Seventh bout, 71.5 kilogram, 2 5-minute rounds. Roman combat rules. In the blue corner, Yoshimoto Kogyo, Arata Fukasawa. In the red corner, Miwi, Shota Kakihara. Referee in charge, Akira Yamazaki. なお、赤コーナー柿原選手は規定の道着チェックをクリアできなかったため1ラウンドのみ減点1スタートとなります。
The announcement from Vive Mei Yamaguchi there telling us that Kakihara starts with 1 point down in the first round due to the dogi regulations, very similar to a case we had earlier on the card here today, Guy.
Yeah, that's right. It seems like his sleeve was a little too tight than regulations allow.
Round 1.
And we are off this bout set for 2 5-minute rounds at 71.5 kilograms. Fukasawa has returned to Japan. He did some coaching, judo coaching overseas, and has decided to take on a fresh challenge for self-improvement. Bringing in the pride of judo with him here today into the Dogi MMA rule set.
Kakihara immediately showcasing what he's known for, his knees. You can expect Kakihara to push the stand-up portion of this fight, the striking and the kickboxing. But of course, Fukasawa is pushing what he's good at. He's pushing that judo game. He wants to turn this into a judo match.
Yeah, he told us that he is firmly relying on his judo and jiu-jitsu skills to win here today. He definitely wants to show his dominance in the judo portion of this.
And this is where it gets tricky when they're both fighters are in the gi and they're against the cage. Kakihara is utilizing the cage for support right here, making it hard for Fukasawa to get his throw. He needs to pull Kakihara off of the cage and bring him back to the center of the cage.
Referee breaks it up there, not seeing too much action up against the fence, and a reset back in the middle of the cage. Shota Kakihara trying to stuff that takedown there. Immediately wraps his legs around and looking for the back here. Kakihara, the taller of the two. Slightly longer legs might give him the advantage here.
He's on the back, but he's a little high. Fukasawa might have an opportunity to throw him off the back here, but when you have the gi here, there's a lot of grips you can get to keep your position. Kakihara does have his left leg in deep in a leg hook here.
Shota Kakihara in the black gi and Arata Fukasawa in the white gi. Kakihara trying to show his evolution from Nippon Kempo, the striking arts, through to MMA and here in gi MMA. And his opponent Fukasawa, he wants to show his transition, his successful transition from judo to BJJ to MME to the gi MMA rule set here today.
That's right, to Roman combat. Kakihara's got both legs in and he's threatening the rear naked choke here.
Very solid look at the back here of Arata Fukasawa has Shota Kakihara.
Adding to the difficulty level of from just your regular BJJ is these fighters have gloves on now. So on top of the gi, you have a glove, which makes it harder to slip that rear naked choke in there under the chin. But because there's gi, there's also lapel chokes.
I wonder how much it will be playing on the mind of Shota Kakihara that he is 1 point down in this first round due to his dogi being too tight around the sleeves.
That's right. So even if this round ends as is, it might be a draw on the judges' scorecard.
That's right. A reminder that it's a 10-point system adopted here today. Despite being gi MMA, it is very close to unified MMA rules.
If Kakihara wants to win this round definitively, he needs to penetrate the defense of Fukasawa and at least attempt a submission.
Give a little crank on the foot there from the front position there. Arata Fukasawa is very aware that his neck could be exposed, but he knows he has to address the legs of Kakihara.
That's right. For now, he's defending the choke. He's got his chin down. He's got his left hand on the sleeve of Kakihara. Slight scramble, no position change.
Just under 1 minute left in this first of 2 5-minute rounds. Kakihara still with the back, still putting on pressure and threatening that strangle.
So it looked like he was attempting a straight armbar for a second there, but Kakihara is right back under the chin. He's still over the chin, but he's attempting to pull up the rear naked submission attempt. He lets it go.
Yep, even with the chin tucked in there, the mandible choke is always a possible finisher.
That is right. And again with the gi, there's also a lapel choke.
Throwing some shots from the back now here, Shota Kakihara.
That's another way to score points, is incurring damage on your opponent.
Yep, and you can hear his corner saying that. Throw more of them and get the damage. Oh, he manages to force himself up out of that and back to a vertical base just before the bell there. Arata Fukasawa. Good hustle at the end there for Fukasawa, but he spent much of the second half of that round with his back taken by this man, Shota Kakihara.
That's right, it's a very strong round for Kakihara. In my opinion, he won that round, but to remind the viewers, he started at a 1 point deficit.
And that 1 point deficit is only in play for the first round.
That's right.
Kakihara all the way from Saga Prefecture down in Kyushu, go up against Fukasawa, a Tokyo man. Both men told us that they're very excited to fight under these Roman rules for the first time.
Second down, second down.
Fukasawa's got a slight hematoma over the right eye.
Yeah, some of that striking from early on in the round, possibly from the back mount position from Shota Kakihara. He was throwing that right hand viciously from the back take. Round 2 underway. This is the second and last round of 5 minutes.
Fukasawa immediately closes the gap. He wants to turn this into a grappling match.
Yeah, he wants to stay away, firmly away from the Nippon Kempo strikes of Kakihara. Some foot stomps there, and some slaps to the face from Shota Kakihara. That's going to be annoying.
That's right. So it does have a strong underhook. Kakihara's got the whizzer, but he has his arm jacked up, he has his shoulder jacked up, so it's pretty much ineffective at this point.
Fukasawa forcing his head into the face of Kakihara, making it very uncomfortable for him up against the cage.
That's very good pressure, and I think with his left leg, he must be around the belt or around the dogi. So he's really close to getting a lift or going for possibly a back swing.
The clock has been stopped. Referee having words with both fighters, especially Shota Kakihara there.
It's hard to tell why the stoppage occurred.
They've stopped the clock to check the hematoma over the right eye. It's pretty nasty, guy. It's a big mouse.
That is right. Unfortunately, they interrupted a very good position for Fukasawa. He had a nice underhook, and he had Kakihara jacked up against the fence. I can only assume Fukasawa's going to go for the same thing, close the gap. Yeah, he does. Nice knee from Kakihara.
Yeah, he's always waiting with those knees.
Trying to defend.
It's no secret that he wants to finish this off with knees or punches. He'll take the submission, but he is looking to knock his opponent, Fukasawa, out if he can. But Fukasawa managed to close that gap there, like you're saying. He's got the underhook on the right-hand side.
So just being very overly, very aggressive. Kakihara, he needs to defend that space when they're in the middle of the cage in the neutral position.
Fukasawa popping in some knees of his own there, but Kakihara responds in kind. Referee calling for action. He might break them up here, and he does so. Good call from the third man in the cage. Back to the center immediately, looking to close that gap there. Look for the high kick! Lands it, but it got caught by Fukasawa. Fukasawa now ends up on the mat with his back taken again by Kakihara.
Kakihara now improves to a body lock. And he's making Fukasawa pay for the earlier minutes in that round.
Oh yes, he has got a good look at that back. And we were talking about the mandible choke earlier, guy. He could still finish this off here, even if he doesn't get under the chin cleanly. Arguably the pressure of the gi makes that kind of choke a little bit more easy to get.
That's right. And with close to two minutes left in the second round, second and final round, Fukasawa needs to move with a sense of urgency. He has to get out. He needs to reverse this position if he wants any hope to win this match.
Time is the enemy of Arata Fukasawa here in the second and final round. 2 minutes still to go. Some hammer fist from the back from Shota Kakihara, trying to swell the left-hand side of his face to make it nice and even.
How thoughtful of Kakihara. Right now, all he's thinking about is how can I put Fukasawa away.
He's got time, but Fukasawa does not.
No, he doesn't. And Kakihara's got a nasty body lock on. Fukasawa needs to create some space there so he can get that reversal, but Kakihara looks tight as a clamshell.
Yeah, that body lock is tight, but let's not forget at the end of the first round, Arata Fukasawa managed to get out of that back mount in the closing seconds. He does have that, but he needs to address the legs.
Kakihara looking for a lapel choke here. Fukasawa's on the hands, trying to hand fight. And in Roman combat, you're allowed to grab up to 3 fingers. From 3 fingers. Anything less is illegal.
1 minute left in this bout. Slowly, Shota Kakihara creeps his way towards victory.
Less than 1 minute left. The impetus right now is on Fukasawa. He needs to get out. He's the one losing the match here.
Yeah, he is completely locked down. His lower body and upper body shut down so tight from the back is Kakihara. 30 seconds left on the clock. Kakihara's corner calling for damage. We could see him give up on that lapel choke and start throwing some punches from the back again.
I think that'd be a very wise option. Just let go. Right now, Fukasawa is very, very tight defensively. There we go.
Closing seconds. Some punches going into that swollen portion of the face of Fukasawa. He does not look comfortable there. It runs the full 2 5-minute rounds. Bounces back up to his feet. Shota Kakihara, he is sure he has won. Despite coming into this bout, the first round 1 point down, due to the Dogi regulations. Let's see if he gets his hand raised.
Kakihara did a really good job of mixing it up there, not just focusing on the judo, not just focusing on the gi, but mixing it with the MMA.
It's a unanimous decision, all three judges scoring it in the favor of Shota Kakihara. Very aggressive 2 rounds there, taking the back twice and dominating his opponent guy.
ただいまの試合、選手の所属ジムに紹介が間違いがありましたため訂正いたします。青コーナー深澤選手はフリー、赤コーナー柿原選手は福岡 MMA レンジャーズジム所属となります。
Shota Kakihara here with the black dogi on, looking to put hands on Fukasawa in the second round there. Almost knocked his head off with that high kick, but Fukasawa survived. The win goes to Shota Kakihara.
From the blue corner, Hiroaki Mizoguchi.
Roman 1, this is bout 8 of 12 on our inaugural card here today, live and direct from Tokyo, Japan. Still under the Roman combat rules set. Hiroaki Mizoguchi versus Daisuke Murayama. Coming right up, Daisuke Murayama in the black gi enters the cage, represents Master Japan Tokyo. 12 years BJJ experience, 12 years MMA experience, and a wealth
From
of amateur experience.
Daisuke Murayama.
Slight correction there, Daisuke Murayama making his way out second here today. Hiroaki Mizoguchi already in the cage. Murayama might have the weight advantage in here. He walks around at 70 kilograms, although he has had to weigh in on the day earlier on this afternoon. Only 1 year difference between them. Murayama, 30 years of age, he's a Tokyo man. And in addition to the BJJ, MMA and amateur experience in MMA, his record 9-6 as an amateur. He has 3 years of judo experience.
65 kilogram, 2 5-minute rounds. Roman combat rules. In the blue corner, Carpe Diem Fukuoka, Hide's kick, Hiroaki Mizoguchi.
Hiroaki Mizoguchi representing Hide's kick and Carpe Diem.
Master Japan Tokyo, Daisuke Murayama. Referee in charge, Hirokazu Takamoto.
Hiroaki Mizoguchi there with the black gi on. The taller of the two, Mizoguchi. He has MMA, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu experience. He's actually a black belt, although he was very, very successful at blue belt. Mizoguchi's signature move is his triangle choke. If he fights off his back, you could see him throwing up his legs. And like the announcement there, although he is affiliated to Carpe Diem in Fukuoka, way down in the southwest of Japan, he does train out at Hide's kick. Hide Miyoshi in attendance here today, watching his students work.
Murayama now trying to pass the guard of Mizoguchi. He's got him pinned against the cage. Murayama's got the trifecta for the amateur record here in Japan. He has the amateur All Japan Shuto Championship under his belt, and he's the champion of All Japan Open in the amateur Pancrase, and he's the winner of Deep Future King Tournament, which I am also a winner of way back in the day.
Right, yeah, that's that shows that he has been very, very active on the scene here for much of his adult life so far.
So you can expect Murayama to be well versed in the MMA version of this game. He's in a really comfortable side mount position, very tight.
Using his feet on the cage there to his advantage. I thought he was going to throw his legs up for a buggy choke there.
Murayama doing well to ride the wave, waiting to settle. Now he's trying to gather the arms. He's looking for the far arm of Mizoguchi. He can turn it to an arm bar if he switches sides.
Mizoguchi in the top position here now. He lives by the motto, anytime, anywhere, with anyone. He is a warrior at heart, ready to fight wherever he's called to.
Murayama sliding deep into the armpits of Mizoguchi, landing a nice little elbow. Setting up that arm bar. He's looking for that arm. He stepped over the head.
Murayama with that extensive MMA overseas experience at amateur level, but big tournament. Styles 2018 IMMAF World Championships, and 6 of his 9 amateur wins are via submission.
Mizoguchi managed to get into a half guard position, but Murayama still got him flattened out. He's using the gi to pin Mizoguchi down to the mat. And in the half guard position, you want to flatten your opponent out.
Fighting off his back here, covering up as some punches come down from the top from Mizoguchi. Daisuke Murayama remaining calm and collected. Many see Murayama coming into this as the favorite. The unpredictability of these new rules means that, you know, the factors like creativity and sheer willpower can and will play a significant role. That might give the underdog Mizoguchi a real chance to flip the script.
That's right. Murayama's looking to pass, but they're in a scrambling situation here. You know, in the wrestling world, say high hips wins. It's whoever gets up first, and it is Murayama who improves the side mount position. Switches his hips, parks into the armpit. He's looking for that far arm. He's in position to get the arm lock. Setting up, switching to arm bar.
He's got a good bite on that arm. Can he get some extension?
And this is the Roman comeback.
He gets the armbar victory, straightens out the arm of Mizoguchi and forces the win.
Wow, just a classic setup from side mount. Gathered those arms, stepped over the head, straight into it. Excellent submission from Murayama.
Solid win for Daisuke Murayama.
一本により勝者赤コーナー村山大輔
Daisuke Murayama with the win in the first round via armbar submission victory under the Roman Combat Rules set here. We did see some ground and pound, but it was the newaza, the grappling, that shone through for him.
Nice ippon from Murayama.
You gotta love a good ippon. Going to be very interesting to see who and when he fights next under the Roman Combat Rules set. Big congratulations to the Master Japan Tokyo standout, Daisuke Murayama.
There is Murayama, grabbing the arm, sits back down on it, and gets the armbar almost immediately. Mizoguchi taps. Murayama did a really good job of just showcasing how exciting this sport and this rule set can be.
From the blue corner, Thiago Tosawa.
Our penultimate match under the Roman Combat rules set here today at Roman 1. 2 5-minute rounds set at 80 kilograms. Thiago Tosawa making his way out to the cage first. Represents Impacto Japan, BJJ. 36 years of age, all the way from Brazil. He was the SJJIF World Champion in 2024, and he is ready to showcase his BJJ expertise here today.
From the red corner, Katana Nishimura.
And he will be facing this man, Katana, also known as Katana Man Nishimura. Represents Impact. Slightly taller of the two, walks around slightly heavier of the two, but both weighing in at 80 kilograms for this match here today. Nishimura, 38 years of age, 2 years the senior of his opponent, all the way from Chiba Prefecture in Japan. PFC middleweight champion, which he won in July of this year.
9th bout, 80 kilogram, 2 5-minute rounds. Roman Combat rules. In the blue corner, Impacto Japan BJJ, Thiago Tosawa. In the red corner, Impact, Katana Nishimura. Referee in charge, Masato Kataoka.
Here we go, Roman 1, Roman Combat rules here, MMA, with the gi and the black dogi himself, Thiago Tosawa, and the white dogi, Katana Nishimura. And interestingly, Nishimura represents Impact Gym, Tosawa represents Impacto Japan
Round 1.
BJJ. So this is a clash of impacts here, guy.
That's right. As far as pure BJJ goes, Thiago Tosawa clearly has the advantage, but when you're talking about Nishimura, who has the MMA experience and a 5 kilogram weight advantage.
Yeah, and you could see there, he was just waiting for the strike of Tosawa, and he immediately shot his hips back firmly and very heavy on the back of the head and neck of the Brazilian.
That's a very heavy, very strong sprawl. He just has to be careful, no strikes to the back of the head. Thiago in a bit of trouble. It's a bad position to be.
Yeah, he has found himself on the wrong side of the train tracks early on in this match. Nishimura, with his MMA experience and wrestling background, his MMA record 7-7, and he says he really respects Seigo Misoguchi, who fights in the co-main event here today, former Megaton champion. So Nishimura, as I said, holds the PFC middleweight championship. He's the second generation middleweight championship out of the Hokkaido-based MMA organization PFC.
Thiago having difficulty, struggling with the takedown against the wrestler Nishimura, who's in the back position, dropping down some damage.
This is where Tosawa realizes that just turtling up is not going to do anything for him, and he has lost the match. Katana Nishimura finishes things off here in the early stages of round 1.
Tosawa looks fired up.
He is ready for more. That wasn't enough.
ただいまの試合1ラウンド1分28秒 TKO により勝者赤コーナー西村Katana.
Katana Nishimura releasing the Kraken.
This man is bloodthirsty.
Oh yeah, I wasn't joking when I just said that there, guy. He does want more. He's ready to go again right now. Dominant victory for Katana Nishimura. Thiago Tosawa realizes he's going to have to adjust himself to the rule set if he's going to take this one on again. Let's take a look at some of that action, guy.
But just strong back position here. Just one arm around the waist, left hand just dropping bombs. The referee had no choice but to step in and stop that match.
Oh yeah, just completely pinned him. all the downward pressure, holding the doggy and smashing him with the left hand.
ゼストのやり残しというか。
ゼストでよく言われてた回転体をどこまで松本選手と自分で見せることができるかっていうのが今回の本当大きなポイントだと思っております。そのために多分組まれたと思っているので、僕は全力でアグレッシブに動いていくつもりでございます。
自分も清水さんのゼストの方で長くやらせていただいたんですけれど、今まで接点はなく、自分にとっては本当に大先輩なので、今回ローマンなんですけれど、そのゼストのやり残しというか、ゼストっぽさももう見てる人たちには届けられるかなという気はしてますね。はい。子供の頃からですけど、自分のことを強いっていうふうに思ったことはプロデビューしてからもただの一度もなくて、
とにかく勝利をつかむのであればひたすらに動く、走り続ける、アタックし続ける。
自分もですし、清水さんももう膠着とかは鼻からするタイプじゃなくて、もうそれこそゼスト回転体ですね。もう腕足の取り合いにはなるのかなっていう気はしてますね。
This is 10th bout. From the blue corner, Daisuke Matsumoto.
Daisuke Matsumoto making his way to the cage first for this final match in the set of Roman combat rules. Following this, we have our co-main event and main event, but there's a lot of eyes on this one. Daisuke Matsumoto represents Extreme Ebina. He has a background in judo, BJJ, no-gi grappling, MMA. His record 9-19-1, made his debut in June of 2005 in Shuto. And as he said in the pre-fight video there, he thinks this could be a game of arm locks and leg locks. Both of these men like to chase the joint submissions.
That's right, both fighters very technical. Expect a lot of technical submission attempts and a lot of action from both fighters.
Daisuke Matsumoto in the cage, and he has said he wants to inspire others to try the Roman rule set.
From the red corner, Shunichi Shimizu.
Now, if you do not know this man, Shunichi Shimizu, you have been sleeping for a very, very long time and you need to wake up. He represents Uruno Dojo MMA. He's a Tokyo man with 20 years of MMA experience, 5 years of judo, 5 years of BJJ. His MMA record, 37, 28 and 12. Do the math. This man has been round the block once, twice and then some. He made his debut in May of 2005. He's held the Sengoku Championship in 2010. He went to Pancras in 2012, 13 fights with Pancras, with wins over the likes of Daiki Gojima, former Gladiator champion in 2021, and he won the vacant CFC featherweight title last year in Thailand. That's SEAFC. He loves an armbar or two, this man. And someone he firmly respects is Hideo Tokoro.
65.8 kilogram. 2 5-minute rounds. Roman combat rules. In the blue corner, Extreme Ebina, Daisuke Matsumoto. In the red corner, Sogo Kakutoki, Uruno Dojo, Shunichi Shimizu. Your referee in charge, Masato Kataoka.
Referee Masato Kataoka, the third man in the cage here today, set for this Roman combat rule set. Dogi MMA all the way for your viewing pleasures from Japan. 5-minute rounds, 2 of which to decide this match, set at 65.8 kilograms. The word stalemate does not exist with these two men. Both fighters embody the spirit of Zest, a promotion known for producing numerous great athletes and epic battles over the years, and the philosophy of the scramble in constant movement. That's something you always see from Shunichi Shimizu.
That's right. It's an excellent matchup. They both bring their rivalry from across organizations to Roman combat today. Shimizu on the leg, nice trip. He brings Matsumoto down to the ground. He's still fighting from the guard position, but will he pass to half guard at least?
Let's also not forget that Shunichi Shimizu has fought in the UFC once back in 2014, 10 years ago, UFC Fight Night 34 at bantamweight. He brings in so much experience here today. He is a technician and he is a craftsman. I mean, he is constantly learning, constantly working on his game, and his life has been training, his whole life.
Matsumoto's got a grip on the left hand of Shimizu. He's working on that spider guard. Shimizu needs to shake that hand off. He needs to get his arms back, get his posture back before he thinks about passing.
Matsumoto with a shin over the bicep of Shimizu on top there.
Shimizu pushes Matsumoto to the cage. Very crafty fighter is Shimizu.
Matsumoto can feel that. He is feeling the pressure now. Two former Zest men, ZST. Unique promotion which has produced a bunch of fighters that have gone on to great things out here in Japan.
Shimizu's got his posture back. Matsumoto's still got that heel on the hips. Now he's changed it to the armpit of Shimizu.
Matsumoto's been doing a great job of keeping the space in his favor so far.
That's right. Shimizu's still keeping his balance, still keeping his posture, but he's lost control of his lapels too. Matsumoto. Dropped in a sneaky bomb from up top to Shimizu. Both fighters very experienced in regular MMA. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, this is the perfect match for introductory event for Roman combat rules.
Yeah, Shimizu, he made his name in Zest, Pancras and more. Recently been fighting out in Vietnam, like I said, in AFC, whereas Matsumoto debuted in Shuto, but then went on to make his name in Zest and been fighting in Grachan over the past 2 years.
Matsumoto on the bicep and foot kicks from the top. That is on the table here tonight. He's also got a sweep option here as well.
We could see Matsumoto use the foot chokes, which are also allowed here today, pressing the bottom of the foot into the neck, allowed.
Matsumoto's got a very successful grip on both sleeves of Shimizu. Shimizu has to address the sleeves before he improves position.
He took an up kick there. Up kicks, of course, not allowed.
Right. And
to the face.
Yeah, that's right. And it's because Shimizu had his knees on the ground, so he was technically also a ground opponent. If Shimizu was standing up, it would have been unclear, but...
Obviously not expecting that up kick there. Shunichi Shimizu has some time to recover. Daisuke Matsumoto forced to go over to the neutral corner.
I believe Shimizu has up to 5 minutes to recover from this before deciding if he can continue or not. But it looks like he's okay.
Yeah, this man's a warrior, though. He won't take the 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure of it. Although, let's take a look at that kick, which was pretty nasty. Yeah, he got rocked back quite hard there. Immediately looks to the referee.
Like, hey, what's going on, man? I didn't sign up for this one.
Yeah, Matsumoto, he released the grip and apologized immediately. I don't think he meant that with any serious malice, but still, that's going to go against him.
That is right. At the very least, it's going to go. He's going to get a 1 point deduction from the referee win this fight. And I say win this fight because we know Shimizu's not gonna walk away from this fight just like that.
Yeah. Under the Dogi MMA rules, basically unified MMA rules with the gi on. And a very interesting event here today, our first ever Roman event, Roman 1, going live and direct to the world on YouTube. You're listening to Stu Fulton and Guy Delamont. And it looks like we might be close to restarting this match. Still in the first round of 2 5-minute rounds.
I really like how well those the belts are taped up to us negate any stop in the action.
Immediately with the striking, going high with the kick there. Matsumoto looking for the back here. Shimizu drags him down. Matsumoto will be very aware of the hooks coming in from the legs.
Matsumoto is threatening an arm lock here. He has a decent grip on that, the left arm of Shimizu.
Shimizu doing the right thing though, getting his hips up high.
He needs to stay tight. He doesn't want Matsumoto to be able to separate that arm from his body.
Yeah, and this is one of these positions,
he turns around, tries to reverse it, looking for an arm bar is Shimizu.
Oh, Shimizu drops down!
Matsumoto slips out.
Not quite deep enough onto that, back to their feet, throws a right hand from the top there, Shunichi Shimizu. Matsumoto, keep it very light on his post foot, his forward foot. Looking for the right hook there, ducks underneath it, Shimizu.
Gotta watch out. Matsumoto looking for the knee lock, switching to the leg.
Shimizu just leaving his left leg in there for the moment, opting to throw some punches down from the top, and there is the bell signifying the end of the first 5 minutes. We will go to the towels for 1 minute.
Excellent action in the first round. My one worry about Dogi MMA, Roman combat, was that there'd be a lot of stalemate, a lot of holding on to the gi and not a lot of action, but these two fighters have been proven wrong. There's Shimizu dropping down for the arm bar, but Matsumoto slips out.
Yeah, just not quite deep enough under the elbow there with the hips from Shimizu, but this is a man that will keep hunting the submissions, we know that. Now, Daisuke Matsumoto, I don't know much about his gas tank, but I do know that Shunichi Shimizu can go for days. Here we are, about to enter the second and final stanza of this Roman Combat Rules match, Gi MMA, and this is the last of this second of 3 rule sets on the card.
Shimizu with the dyed hair in the red corner. Matsumoto takes the back of Shimizu. Shimizu looking for that knee lock.
Oh, he's tight on that knee bar there, the right knee of Matsumoto getting extended, but he manages to fight it off.
Both essentially 50-50 position right here.
Shimizu throwing in punches, Matsumoto replying with the right hand of his own. Gets up into the guard position of Shimizu now, Matsumoto.
Now reversal of the first round where Matsumoto's mostly in the guard.
Shimizu with a good angle on the hips there. He could be looking to sneak out the back door. He does like a good back take or two.
That's right. I think it's safe to say Shimizu will be up 1 round, so Matsumoto has to get moving here. He needs to put Shimizu away to get the win here.
Matsumoto says to us that he likes watching professional wrestling in his free time.
Nice transition from Matsumoto. Switching to the knee mount.
He's got a good tight knee on the belly there. Shimizu just poised. Watch for him exploding out of this. Looking for the full mount position now is Matsumoto.
Very crafty. Switch to mount. Looking for a triangle. Shimizu.
Yeah, as soon as he felt that leg come over, he just swam his right arm underneath the leg of Matsumoto. But Matsumoto's still in the top position here. Very heavy hips.
Matsumoto trying to maintain the mount position, but what a scramble these two fighters are going through.
3 minutes left on the clock.
Matsumoto almost out the back, but he's got one leg stuck in the hip pocket of Shimizu. Shimizu's locking that leg up. Matsumoto is starting to rain down the ground and pound here.
Yeah, some hammer fists and elbows from Matsumoto. We are now reaching the halfway point of the second and final round.
Shimizu needs to create some separation here from Matsumoto if he wants to capitalize on that leg that he's got. Shimizu might be able to hook up something up here.
Shimizu with the cuff grip. Both exchanging some punches from this position. Not too much sting behind them. 2 minutes left.
That's right. When you're in a seated position like that, it's really hard to get any weight in the punches. It's all going to be arm strength.
Yeah, those kind of punches are more designed to make your opponent move than anything else.
Matsumoto is wrapped around the leg of Shimizu, but you can see the balance and the weight Shimizu's putting in on that front foot, making it very hard for Matsumoto to turn that into an actually effective field hook attempt.
Yep, and with that top position now, he's able to throw down a little bit more weight into those punches with his right hand.
Shimizu's sitting down on the leg. I'm probably not worried about the lock that Matsumoto has on.
Popping in those punches whenever he sees the window of opportunity. Shimizu.
Matsumoto looking for some grips, looking for an arm.
1 minute left.
This is the difference between Dogi MMA and regular MMA. Shimizu's having a hard time clearing that hand to drop that ground pound, but he finally gets it.
Staying busy with that left hand from the top, Shimizu.
Matsumoto defending fairly well.
Only one of our Roman Combat Rules matches has gone the distance so far. Could this be the second? 30 seconds left on the clock here. Solid knee shield from the bottom there, Daisuke Matsumoto.
That's right, he's got that leg hooked up pretty well as well. So it's going to be hard for Shimizu to do anything here. He lands a little bit more weight, put his hips into those punches. He can put away Matsumoto. Matsumoto threatens that leg.
He's looking for that right leg of Shimizu, but the closing seconds of the bout makes time his enemy. It will go to the judges' scorecards to decide which one of these two men who made their names originally in the Zest promotion take the win here today.
It's going to be a very close decision to call. A lot of action back and forth, trading position here and there. No catch calls, so no clear points from either opponent. But I do believe Shimizu was controlling the action most in that round. So let's see what the judges have to say about that.
Yeah, very aggressive in the second stanza there. It was Shunichi Shimizu. It goes to the official result now.
ただいまの試合判定 ドロー。
It's a draw, and it's only the second draw we've seen here today, but like you said, Guy, very hard to score there, and I have to say that's the only way to see it. Tough match for both of these men, giving it all they had, but a learning curve when it comes to fighting MMA in the gi. A very steep one, I'd have to say.
That's right, but give it up to these guys. That was a very entertaining fight, very back and forth.
This one ends in a draw between Shunichi Shimizu and Daisuke Matsumoto. Coming up next is our co-main event. We will be taking a short interval before bouts 11 and 12, which are under the Roma rules. Yes, that is right. You will be seeing Vale Tudo, no holds barred, on the table here today. Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo will be back very shortly for the last two bouts.
これは中華統一を目指す名もなき少年と若き王の物語。天下の大将軍ですよ。全軍出撃。行くぞ戦隊。これからなんては面白い。キングダムランボー。
You're watching Roman 1 here, the inaugural show broadcasting live and direct from Tokyo in Japan. You're listening to Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo, and we have reached the co-main and main event time, the last two bouts on this card, and we move to the third of three rule sets here today, the Roma rule set, Roots of Martial Arts rules. And as the name suggests, we're going to take you back to the Vale Tudo days, the NHB, the no holds barred, anything goes here, Guy Delamo.
Oh, goodness gracious. We got a set of rules that will definitely knock your pants off. I mean, not even your socks, you're up to your pants, man. I looked at the first supplemental rules for this, the Roma rules. Number 1, any type of attack to the throat and or gripping the trachea.
Permitted.
That's right. We're talking about finger strikes to the throat are permitted. Downward elbow strikes from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock is permitted. Any type of attack to the groin, permitted. Knee strikes and or kicks to the head of a grounded opponent, stomping on a grounded opponent, that is permitted. It's a callback to the old Pancrest days. I have a scar above my right eye from one of those old soccer ball kicks. A good omiyage, good souvenir from my fighting days.
You can grab the gloves to control the movement of your opponent. You can grab the shorts. You can hold the fence with your hands or your toes and feet. And a very interesting one here, manipulation of small joints. Now, with the previous rule sets, the Roman combat rules, Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule sets, it has to be, if you're grabbing the fingers, it has to be 3 or more. But with this, you can attack 1.
And that has large implications here, because can you imagine if someone's got sinking in a rear naked choke on you and you reach around and you grab a finger or two and you just break those fingers off? I mean, that is permitted, that is allowed and encouraged, right, in this sport.
Now, interestingly, scratching, pinching or twisting the skin of the opponent's body is also allowed.
Like, how far these fighters will take it, I'm not sure, and whether it's useful or not, but the bottom line is there are not many illegal rules here tonight.
Yeah, and it is going to be interesting to see how the fighters play into those rules. So just to qualify one of the finger attacks, so using your fingers to attack the throat or trachea, that is allowed, and unlike MMA unified rules, you can extend an open hand to an opponent's face, but eye pokes are prohibited, so you have to be very careful of that. But you are allowed to take their attention away and try and block their view by putting your full extended hand in their face.
That's right. It's quite interesting looking at the Roma rules, the logic behind it. It's the rules are, if it's an irreversible injury, then it will be prohibited. Then it will be illegal.
Yeah, so that means that the eye pokes, they are not on the table, but pretty much everything else is out there for the fighters to use. We are just getting ready for our co-main event fighters to enter the cage. Seigo Mizuguchi versus Babacar Gay.
How long you think it was gonna take before we got here? Now you gotta prove yourself all over again. Come on.
Ain't nobody coming to do it, it's mostly me and I knew it. I had to bet on myself. I put the house on my music, went into debt for this shit. Sometimes regret what I did, but as a man I'ma make it. Only regret if I quit, only regret if I stop, and I can never be bought.
Då mycket det blir 11 kilo. Grazie Senegalese.
Vous êtes lutteur sénégalais.
Professionnel sénégalais.
Professionnel lutteur sénégalais.
なんだろう、それぐらい、これぐらいの大きさの程度の作品だったら、まあ練習相手にもいるし、まあ今までもっとすごいのとか言ったんで、そんなに気にはしてないから。道着着てやるってことで、道着着てやったらちょっとその外人だろうがなんだろうが柔道の強さを発揮できるかなと。いややっぱ僕なんかディープなんかでもベテラン中のベテランの方なんで、まあ今回も初めて見る人なんかはこんな若いでけえ外人にこんなおじさんの日本人が勝てねえだろうっていう見方が大半だと思うんですけど、今チームとしてやっててやっぱ俺のもう背中を見せなきゃいけないところがあるんで、まあ再度復帰した以上はやはりみっともないところは見せられない。
frappe. KO seulement. Ok, merci beaucoup. Ciao. GG.
Cause they gotta believe it. And so do you. Psychosis. Mostly me too.
Deluxe Games presents Roman 1 co-main event of the evening. From the blue corner, Gabe Babakar.
Making his way out to the cage, ready for this co-main event, the first of our two fighters under the Roma rule set. Babakar Gaye, all the way from the Republic of Senegal. He represents Senegalese wrestling. Senegalese wrestling deeply embedded in its home culture, much as the way many martial arts are here in Japan. And it's now a major professional sport out there in Senegal. He says he is coming in here for the knockout. He wants to finish off his opponent, Seigo Mizuguchi. KO is the only option in his experience. Coming from a wrestler, that's frightening. $1.92 tall, weighed in at 100 kilograms, Babakar Gaye.
From the red corner, Seigo Mizuguchi.
And making his way to the red corner, Mr. Megaton himself, Seigo Mizuguchi, represents AACC, stands 1.78 tall, weighed in at 120 kilograms. He has a huge weight advantage coming into this, but he is double the age of his opponent. Over that, actually. Mizuguchi, 48 years of age, has 23 years judo experience, 18 years of MMA experience. His record in MMA, 16-25 and 0. He was a former deep Megaton champion, and he is in here to wreck shop.
This is co-main event of the evening. Open weight, unlimited time. Roma rules. In the blue corner, Senegal Zumo, Gaye Babakar.
Representing Senegal, Babakar Gaye.
In the red corner, AACC, Seigo Mizuguchi!
And representing Japan, Mr. Megaton, Seigo Mizuguchi. This is the co-main event. You're listening to Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo, and we are set for the first of 2 matches under the Roma rule set. That's the Roots of Martial Arts rule set. Basically, it is a throwback to back in the day NHB, no holds barred. Vale Tudo, as it was known in Brazil, bringing it back to life here today in Japan. Seigo Mizuguchi out to show the strength of his judo. Babacar Gueye out to show the strength of his Senegalese wrestling and punching power.
Round start!
Mizuguchi just fought in Deep in July a few months ago and won via arm lock. He retired once back in 2014, but he came back in 2018. He's fought the likes of Kazuhiro Nakamura, Rocky Martinez, Hideki Shrek, big boys, and immediately off the bat, big shots from Babacar Gueye, looking to finish things off. Nowhere to go for Seigo Mizuguchi, and it is all over in an instant. Babacar Gueye deletes Seigo Mizuguchi early on in this round, barely breaking a sweat.
Wow, I don't think 10 seconds even elapsed there. There was nothing for me to comment on, Stuart.
It was steamrolled. Babacar Gueye all the way from Senegal in Africa, here today in Japan and Asia, bringing the fire, releasing the Kraken.
Babacar kept his word. He said he was going to win by KO, and that he did.
18秒ノックアウトにより勝者青コーナーゲイババカー
Gueye Babacar takes the victory and his hands are raised. Zero wrestling from the Senegalese man, but all hands. Absolutely destroyed the former Deep Megaton champion, ruining his night. Shakes his hand. He's a warrior through and through, is Seigo. But not enough for the speed, the power, the athleticism, the aggression of the 23-year-old here. Take a look at some of his handiwork.
Nice uppercut from Babacar. Immediately dropped Mizuguchi. Mizuguchi turned it up here. It was just a fury of punches from Babacar. The referee had no other option but to step in and stop that onslaught.
An onslaught it was, and it ended the fight very quickly for the man from Senegal. Fantastic victory. Would love to see him more under this rule set and to see him actually use the rules. We just saw boxing here today, but that was enough.
That's right. I completely agree with that, Stu.
With the height and reach advantage, he was at the disadvantage in terms of weight and experience, but that meant nothing. Babacar as serious as a heart attack, bringing his Senegalese wrestling and fighting spirit to Japan here today at Roman 1, our inaugural event, and that co-main event was over in a flash. A violent and powerful win from the Rude Boy. Babacar Gueye victorious.
これは中華統一を目指す名もなき少年と若き王の物語。天下の大将軍ですよ。戦
バンされると思います。死ぬかもしれないんで、誰ももうやりたくない。綺麗な MMA、キックボクシング、グラップリングの選手が俺も勝てそう、できそうっていうような試合をしたくない。第2回大会にはこのルールでやるやつがいないっていうような試合をしたいですよね。
It's MMA, but it's totally different than MMA because it's real fighting, it's real combat. You know, I'm really looking forward to this fight. This show is going to be unbelievable. It's completely, it's kind of like new. It's new for 2024. You know, I think it's going to be a crazy fight. I know him. He's a tough guy. He's a tough fighter. He's a gangster. So it's going to be a fun fight.
なんか別にクレイジーになりたいからやってるわけじゃない。僕はルールの中で OK な技は やっちゃうタイプなので、 MMA と戦えばなかなか勝つのが難しいという中で、このルールの時になんか頑張れば勝てるんじゃないかな。
I definitely think I'm going to beat him. I'm going to finish him. Make sure that I leave Roman victoriously and I win the fight. So yeah, really looking forward to this fight.
絵面が多分面白いと思う。194センチと168センチの僕は向かい合う。
でもやっぱ迷子になった拳で徳井先輩が映画出て、僕自身も迷子になってましたし、でも結果的に迷子にならなかった拳っていうのを証明してくれると思うんで、試合皆さん応援よろしくお願いします。
で、大会名ローマンってありますけど、本当ロマンいっぱいの戦いの日にしたいですよね。意外と人は死なないんで、死ぬ気で戦って、また生きてたら次のこととか考えるかなって感じで。
Deluxe Games presents Roman 1 main event of the evening. From the blue corner, William Richard Chope.
Roots of Martial Arts Network 1. This is the inaugural show here today, and the main event is upon us under the Roma rules. Vale Tudo. Anything goes, no time limit. This match set at 74.8 kilograms. Will Chope making his way out first, representing the Kill Team, stands at 1 meter 94 centimeters. 34 years of age, all the way from California, US of A. His martial arts experience includes brown belt at BJJ and 14 years as a professional fighter. His MMA record 42-21, and he made his debut back in 2010.
From the red corner, Kohei Takeshi.
And the last to make the walk to the cage here today, representing Cross Point in Kichijoji. Born and bred in Okinawa Prefecture, Kohei Takeshi. Former Laoway, or Leftway, however you want to say it, world champion. His MMA record 8-11-1, made his debut in April of 2007 at Pancras 175. He had 17 fights in Pancras before moving to Laoway. He has a vicious, nasty, devilish right hook. And this man is a warrior through and through. Leftway, the national sport of Myanmar, known as the world's toughest combat sport, allowing bare knuckle punches. Barely taped up hands along with strikes to the groin and headbutts. Takeshi taking on the ultimate rule set here today at Roman 1. He's in the cage.
This is the main event of the evening. 74.8 kilogram. Unlimited time. Roma rules. In the blue corner, the Kill Team, William Richard Cho. In the red corner, Cross Point Kichijoji, Kohei Takeshi. Your referee in charge, Keiichiro Nakata.
You're watching Roman 1 here live and direct from Tokyo, Japan. This is the main event set at the Roma rules, no time limit, 74.8 kilograms. Kohei Takeshi on the left of the screen there, and to the right, Will Cho. Both of these men, seasoned warriors. Stu Fulton and Guy Delamo on the call. Very excited for this one, Guy. We've been waiting all day for this.
That's right. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. It's amazing. Both fighters choosing not to wear gloves for this match.
Round start.
Interestingly, Chop had a cameo appearance in the UFC. Both of these men have fought in left way. But look at the height difference there.
That's right. Key for this, for Takeshi, would be to close the gap, get inside, work the dirty box from the inside, or turn it into a grappling match. And whatever that might entail with the Roma rules.
Chop has such long limbs and his strikes are terrifying. These two men are danger mongers, purveyors of the finest danger, clashing under this ultimate rule set today in Roman 1 in Japan, the birthplace of martial arts.
Last time I saw Will the Kill Chop fight here in Pancras was in Pancras years ago.
Yeah, that would have been back in 2015, maybe
right.
16.
Right.
No time limit, remember, but these two men never care about the clock. They go in to absolutely smash and obliterate their opponents. Now, Takeshi has declared that this could be his last match under striking rules, right?
That's right. Will with the easily to understand height and reach advantage. But want to utilize that reach advantage. He wants to stay busy with the jabs and that front kick. Takeshi needs to clear that to get inside if he wants to land any damage on Cho.
Takeshi attacking that post leg, the lead leg of Will Choke.
That's a very good strategy for Takeshi. Work from the outside until get inside. Good pressure from Takeshi. He's drawing, he's pushing Chop across the cage.
Keeping that left arm out. And he's gone! Kohei Takeshi releases the Kraken and absolutely puts the lights out of the taller opponent, Will Chop. One punch and he put him down. He's back on his feet, but he's on roller skates. He thinks the fight's still on, Guy.
Wow. Wow, that's too bad. Looks like he could have went a little more, but Takeshi caught him with a nasty one.
Good lordy lord, have mercy! Kohei Takeshi with dynamite in his hands!
He found his opening, stepped in, and connected with dynamite.
Incredible! This is a man who he came up through the martial arts respecting Norifumi Kid Yamamoto, a man who inspired a whole generation of fighters like Takeshi. This guy is a warrior, but in his free time, if you watch his social media, he loves spending time with his kids. This guy's a family man, but today,
ただいまの試合1分55秒 TKO により勝者赤コーナーTakeshi Kohei
50 seconds in the first round. Barely breaking a sweat, not even breathing heavily. That is how things go in the fight world, and that is how things go under a rule set like this. What you have to remember, though, Guy, is both of these men have been through so many wars. Their chins have been tested so many times.
Bill! Very thank you! すごい。なんつったらいいんですかね。
He says, what should I say?
怖いもんはうちの嫁だけなんですけど。
The only thing I'm scared of is my wife.
やっぱ今日も全然怖くはなくて。
But today I'm not scared at all.
なんか漫画じゃないけど、この一戦が決まってより死を意識する毎日を送ってて、素手で殴られたら、でもどうなるんだろうなっていう中で怖さだけがなんか出てこなくて、なんか僕はバキのページじゃないけど、なんか道を極めたなってすごい感じました。で、今日先日うちのジムを家庭の事情で辞めることになったマスターがいて、でも今ジムで働いてないんですけど、ちょっとバーリトゥードにうちの先生の弟子として参戦するということで、やっぱ中井祐樹の系譜を継いでるパラエサラ吉祥寺の、僕今茶帯なんですけど、ちょっと今日ね、見ての通り打撃しかしてないんですが、あんだけ組み技が強い選手にね、いかにして勝つかっていうところがやっぱ柔術でありバーリトゥードであり格闘技だと思うので、今日勝利して多分うちのジムで初めてのバーリトゥード帯を認定してもらおうと思ったんでしたが、全く寝技をしてないし、試合前に小谷さんに向かい合って組んできてくださいって言ったら、普通に四つで組み負けて、これ組まれたら今日やべえななんて思いながら今日リングで上がったんですけど、組まれる前に鈴木千尋がよく言ってる殺す気で殴れっていうのを実践したらうまいことできました。はい、ちょっと今日の試合を見て全然保留でもいいのでどうでしょうか。
小谷と申します。今日何もね、私のは柔術の方が専門の方でございまして、今日何も一言も言わずに終わってしまったんですけど、セコンド。ただバーリトゥードの強さは柔術の強さだと僕は思ってるんで。競技の柔術も盛んですけども、僕としては黒帯を内定ということにしたいと思います。
And he's decided to give Kohei Tokeshi his black belt here today in the cage at Roma 1.
どうも、柔術黒帯のTokeshi Koheiです。
And he introduces himself as black belt.
内定、はい。こんなにうまくいっていいんでしょうか。はい、今日本当死ぬ気で死んでもいいと思って上がったんで、また生きてたらこの子たちに会おうと思って一緒に来たんですけど、もし仮に僕が病院送りだったり死んじゃったらタクシーで帰ってもらおうと思ってたんで、一緒に車で帰れそうで、でも折れてないしよかったです。こんな一発で勝つことうちの嫁も見たことないんで多分驚いてるんですけど、一番僕が驚いてるんでコメントが全く用意できてなくてすいません。折れた腕で KO しましたとか言おうと思ってたし、たくさん殴られたけどダメージ抜いてたんで倒れなかったよ、ほらバレンさん言ったでしょ、松本さん言ったでしょっていうセリフも使えないし、なんか良かったんですけど、プロレスも今やってたんで、なんか良かったけど良くないというか、みんなが見たいのは多分こんなあっけない結末じゃなかったと思うんで、多分またこのバーリトゥード今回こうやって綺麗に終わったんでまたやるでしょう。僕はもう出ないんで、誰かもっと激しく戦える 今 MMA 界でくすぶってる人、また突き抜けたい人はぜひ第2回大会に出てきて綺麗に勝たずにみんなが見たい、どうすんだよこの試合みたいな。だって今日レフェリーもお医者の先生をわざわざお医者さんで柔術黒帯の人にわざわざやってもらってますからね。この渡辺さんが僕のことを心配して、はい、ダメだと思ったら止めてくださいみたいな。だからこんな簡単に終わっちゃってすいません。本当、はい、いやもう本当でも立ち技っていうか打撃ありはもうはい負けます。はい、すいません。打撃ありはもうこれで僕やめて、後進の指導に、あとまあジムの強くてわがままなチャンピオンもいるんで、彼のサポートだったり、クロスポイント吉祥寺山口元気代表と一緒にもっともっと盛り上げて、で今拝島のジムも任されてやってるんで、クロスポイント拝島も一緒に、やりながら、今月末には吉祥寺でハロウィン大イベント大会も開催するので、そっちもしっかり頑張って、次の目標がもう今だからテレビのレギュラーぐらいしかないので、レギュラー番組に出たいです。レギュラー番組どっか呼んでください。モンスターストライクも大好きです。メインスポンサーありがとうございました。皆様本当明けなく終わってすいません。マイクがすごい長いんですけど、会長からももう終われって言われたんで帰ります。ありがとうございました。
That's all from me. Thank you very much. Kohei Tokeshi, the winner here today, explaining that if he died, he would be sending his kids home in a taxi, guy.
Oh, the dark humor from this guy.
Right in front of his kids as well. You know, that's got to stay with him forever.
You can see the question marks just pop up over their heads.
Yeah. But I think he's doing the right thing. You know, this man has been through so many wars, and he knows that there's only so much the chin can take, and he tested the chin of Will Chope here. Look at that right hook just over the top. Boop.
Right across the chin, and he followed him down right after this. Chope was on roller skates, and Tokeshi just dropped the bombs to finish the job.
What a beautiful end to the striking career of Kohei Tokeshi. Of course, his martial arts career is far from over. He will be raising new generation fighters into the future. That main event set with a no time limit, and really that took him no time at all.
That's right. I think that both the co-main and the main event combined still did not maybe still was under a minute and a half.
Yep, easily. And that culminates our main event here today under the Roma rules. We had the co-main event and the main event, of course, with the Vale Tudo rules. But they went so quickly, we didn't even get to see some of the skills. Just such quick knockouts. Kohei Tokeshi versus Will Chope in the main event. No gloves, lights out.
That's right, devastating striking power from Tokeshi. That was his swan song.
Let's take a look back at some of the action here today, Guy. Under the Roman Jiu-Jitsu rule set, we had the first 4 matches. Shuto Watanabe opening up the card with Shingo Hashimoto. It was great to see the action from Shuto Watanabe taking on the veteran Hashimoto, who's been out of action for a while. Our first finish came in the second match. Shimon Kageyama finished Nobushige Egi off with an armbar within the time limit of 7 minutes.
That's
devastating finish there. Really, really cranked that elbow the wrong way.
Yes, he did. I mean, it's fights like that that display how well this rule set works with the jiu-jitsu, with the 10-point rule system.
Yeah, I have to say I like that a lot. It discourages the stalling, as we talked about, when it comes to the gi and point fighting, taking position and just riding the rest of the round out. Completely eliminates that, almost completely.
That's right. A lot more action, a lot more aggressive submission attempts from both fighters. And we saw in the next fight after that, Mike Ohura with an excellent submission armbar submission over the veteran Sagai as well.
Yep, our first draw was the fourth match, Yuto Yanai versus Shinji Morito, but that was a fascinating match. It was action-packed.
Very high-skilled match. We saw a lot of technique come from both fighters. Yanai almost had an upset toe hold win over Morito.
Into the fifth match, Toshikazu Sekizawa finished off Shigeki Tsuchiya with ground and pound, getting the TKO victory under the Roman combat rules, the Gi MMA rule set.
That's right.
Following that, we saw our first sleeper of the day.
That's right, Komatsu versus Onishi. Onishi did very well, but Komatsu had that sneaky lapel choke from the bottom that just put Onishi to sleep.
Yeah, we couldn't see it. And then he got up and catching Z's on the floor there was Shinya Onishi.
That's right.
And that was all she wrote. Arata Fukasawa versus Shota Kakihara, match 7. It was a unanimous decision in favor of Shota Kakihara. Bit of a stylistic clash there, but Kakihara being more aggressive.
That's right. But again, another a great showcase for the Gi MMA venue.
Yeah, but it really showed the excitement of that, despite the fact that it went the distance. Bout 8, Hiroaki Mizoguchi versus Daisuke Murayama, and another nasty armbar.
Oh, that's right. And I think Murayama is someone to look out for. He's got the trifecta of the amateur events here in Japan, and he just dominated his opponent skillfully and with ill intent the whole match.
And it was quick. Once he got a hold of that arm, he took it home, and he will be placing that on his mantelpiece as one of his trophies. Bout 9, Thiago Tosawa, the Brazilian against Katana Nishimura. Nishimura taking the TKO victory there, absolutely ruining the night for the Brazilian.
Oh, that's right. Still showcasing that wrestling does have a place no matter what the rule set may be.
Right before the co-main and main event, the last of our Roman combat rule set, the Gi MMA, Shunichi Shimizu against Daisuke Matsumoto. Only the second bout to have gone to a draw here today, but it was also exciting.
It was action-packed, back and forth, through and through that match.
The co-main event, what was it, 13 seconds?
I think it was 11, 12,
11
13,
seconds, yeah, absolutely nothing. The Senegalese wrestler, Babacar Gueye, coming in here and destroying former Deep Megaton champion Seigo Mizoguchi. And we saw in the pre-fight video, Seigo, he really didn't think anyone had anything for him. He says, you know, I've trained with big guys, I've fought stronger guys over my career. I don't see what this guy from overseas has for me.
That's right, you know, but he clearly underestimated the power and the punching power of Babacar Gueye.
Oh, he ate his words, absolutely. And the main event, of course, Will Chope versus Kohei Tokeshi, two absolute warriors, and another one that went very, very quickly. Kohei Tokeshi with that right hand, the hook to the jaw of Will Chope.
That's right, he followed it through with a nice Hidari hook, a left hook over the top, drop choke with devastating brutality.
Now you want to stay tuned to the social media for announcements coming up for future events. RomanCombat.en. So that's the English account on Instagram. RomanCombat.en for the English content for Roman future events. Stay tuned to that. You have been watching Roman 1 here today, the inaugural event, and you've been listening to the sounds of Stu Fulton and my main man right here, Guy Delamo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. We're out.